Teach us to pray. Teach us to pray. Teach us to pray. Teach us to pray. Teach us to pray for your kingdom. Teach us to pray. 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 Teach us to pray for your kingdom.
Okay, family. I am coming back in for just a little bit, and we're going to go over some things real fast. And simply just want to say hello again to my family coming back in here. Listen, we're going to go over some things real quick, okay? And then I'm going to get out of here. I don't have a whole lot of time. But here's the thing. I have been, my mother died, okay? And so my mother died. I ended up starting a company. And I started this company, and this company keeps me really busy. I have a delivery and courier service that I started. I deliver medical equipment to senior citizens. It's quite amazing that, I had a stroke in 2011. The Father uniquely positioned me, had me in a position to take care of Mama. And I had Mama with me. You guys know I had Mama with me for a long, long time. And Mama passed away December 9th. And now I'm, again, working with seniors by delivering medical equipment, oxygen, hospital beds, wheelchairs, walkers, things like that. In the midst of all of that, since I'm out on the street, I'm on the street a lot, and I get a chance to run across our people and talk to our people and share this truth and share this knowledge. One of the things that the Father was dealing with me about was the ability to be able to get around to different people and share this message with them, so that because he's calling his people right now. If you are a part of this awakening, if you cannot look around and see what is going on right now, and so the thing that came to me today, what we've been dealing with in my prayer group, I'm in a prayer group every morning. I'm in a prayer group, and the thing that came to our prayer group this morning, well, it came to our prayer group. It's been in our prayer group. We've been talking about it for days, is the fact that there are those in the house of Israel who have not been touched by the COVID-19 or the coronavirus. Now, if you know anyone who has been touched by the coronavirus, they are probably not operating inside of the law, statutes, and commandments of Torah. Now, we've been going around and we've been telling people for a long time that we are the people of the book. Okay, we're not those guys that stand out on the corners wearing the clown outfits, screaming and hollering at people. Now, I'm not saying that they don't have a job to do, okay, because we all have a job to do. But what I am saying is that not all of us are going to be on that page. Remember, now the disciples came back to Yeshua and they said, "Listen, we found some guys out there teaching, but they weren't doing it like us." And then then Yeshua said like this. He goes, "Look, if they're not against us, then they're for us." Okay, we're all not going to do it the same. Okay, I might not agree with the way that they are handling on the streets, screaming and yelling and hollering at people, but you know what? Some people need to hear it on that fashion, because if you are just that thuggish and you are just that ruggish and you're in the streets, you're not going to listen to a guy like me coming trying to talk to you. You're going to listen to another thug or ex-thug talking to you the same way that an ex-con will listen to another ex-con talk to him about how to get his life together. He's not going to hear the soft guy. He's not going to hear, because he doesn't identify with that. Okay, so here's the thing. What we're talking about is this: is that there is a message going forth. And if you look, the people who are not being touched by it, if you know someone who is a person of color who has been touched by COVID, then he's not walking under the law, statutes, and commandments. Because those of us who are living this and walking out and living this Torah, we're under a shield and a veil. Okay, if you don't believe me, look at this. Let me share this with you. The Passover was happening in Egypt. And all of them were supposed to put the blood over their doorpost, right? Down both sides and over the doorpost, right? Some of those Hebrews didn't do it. And when they woke up in the morning, their firstborn was dead. Okay? Everybody didn't listen to Moses. Okay? It's the same thing happening now. Not everybody is listening to this message of this truth. Okay? And so some people are being touched, and some people are going to be touched because they're not walking underneath the veil. Okay? So now listen. There was a basketball player. somebody go bear, go Bert, whatever. You know who I'm talking about, okay? Apparently, him and some other cats came down with the COVID, and so they shut down the NBA. Now, I know some brothers who are livid and hot right now because they can't watch their basketball. And I'm like, okay, so you just want to watch the Roman games. But it's okay, you know. But listen, you can look at this guy. He's probably mixed race. I don't know if his mama is white or his daddy is white, but he's probably mixed race. And if he isn't, and he is one of us, then he's not walking under the law, statutes, and commandments. There is a condition, okay, in order for you to have the protection of the Most High. All right, you have to first listen, okay, to what's being said. All right, and if you're not listening, then that means that you're not going to be under the protection. Okay. Now, as I was tearing this apart, I came across something. Okay. And as I came across this, I want to share it with you now. I came across this. Now, if you can see this, and if you can't, I'm going to see if I can make it bigger for you. Okay. Let me see if I can make it bigger for you. Where is my make it bigger button? I may not be able to make it bigger. Let me see. Okay, that's that window. Supposed to be able to, because I'll tell you what. Normally you can use your mouse and you can roll it, but I have the roll button on this mouse is broken, so I don't have a way to enlarge it. It looks like. Oh wait. Here we go. How about maybe that's the biggest I can make it. Let me see. Yep, that's the biggest I can make it. Okay, so we're just going to go with that, and we'll just leave it at that. But I want to show you something, okay? Because like I said, not everybody put the blood over their doorpost, and so they woke up in the morning and they found out that their firstborn was dead, okay? And not only that, listen, not everybody followed Moses out of Egypt, okay? Some of those Hebrews were hard-headed, okay? But I'm going to show you something that's in the Word, right? It's in the Scriptures, and let's just look at this real fast, okay? So let's look at this, all right? Moreover, we're at Ezekiel chapter 3, starting at verse 1. I'm going to show you some things. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest, okay? Eat that thou findest, okay? Eat this roll, right? So here it is. You found it. Now eat it. Go speak unto the house of Israel. So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll. And he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. Right? What's the roll? It was the scriptures. Right? It was a Torah scroll. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. And he said unto me, Son of man, go, get thee unto the house of Israel. Now, if you're thinking that they're talking about going over here to these Zionist Jews, these European Ashkenazi Khazars that are sitting over in the land right now, you're sadly mistaken, okay? Because the scriptures are going to break down and show you who's there and who he's talking to, because he's not talking to the Ashkenazim, okay? He's not, okay? He said, listen, go get thee to the house of Israel and speak my words unto them, for thou art not, you're not being sent to a people of a strange speech. In other words, they understand your language. You speak the same language. Man, what's happening? How you doing, baby boy? Yeah, man, yeah. Okay, that's who you're going to. You're going to the same people who speak like you do and understand like you do. They're not of a strange speech. They're not of a hard language, okay? But to the house of Israel. Okay, so if you don't think that we're the house of Israel, I'm going to show you something. Not to many people of a strange speech or of a hard language. He said that, right? In verse 5, he says, thou art not sent to a people of strange speech and of a hard language, but you are being sent to the house of Israel. Not to many people of a strange speech and of a hard language, in verse 6, whose words you cannot understand. Surely had I sent you to them, sent you to who? The people who don't understand your language. The people who don't understand your language, they would have hearkened unto you because of my words that I'm sending you to speak to them. But I'm sending you to the house of Israel. This house of Israel, but the house of Israel will not hearken unto you. In other words, they're not going to listen. Okay? How many You tell me today, how many black people do you go to and try to share a truth with them, and these Negroes don't listen? Okay? And listen, I'm not going to be nice right now. Okay? I'm not going to be, because I'm going to tell you why. I was driving down the street, delivering a wheelchair to a lady who had died. Okay? Now, it wasn't on my paperwork that she had died. Okay? It was on my paperwork to deliver this wheelchair to her. When I pulled up in front of her house, there was 2 guys working in the landscape in her front yard. Okay, this preacher popped up out of nowhere like toast. He said, I heard you speak before you opened your mouth. There's a light all around you. Tell me about Yahweh. That's what the preacher said to me. And when I started to expound to him about who Yahuwah was, he said, hey, you guys, you all need to hear this. Come here. He called 5 people over. Okay, the woman's daughter, 2 landscapers, somebody else who was around, and himself. There's 5 people standing there. I haven't even gotten out of the truck to deliver the wheelchair. I started talking, and all of a sudden there's this crowd. See, I'm not going to waste my time with hard-headed Israelites who don't want to listen. Because right now the Father is calling people, and he's calling them out. See, that happened twice in one day. When I got to my very last stop, I was setting up a bedroom set for this lady, okay? And the girl who was her caretaker and her boyfriend looked at me, saw my zits, and said, what's going on, man? What's that? I said, I'm Israelite, man. Hebrew, and so are you. And he was like, well, tell me more. What's this Israelite thing, man? And so I started breaking it down to him, and he was like, man. And then I told him, I said, listen, I said, you see what I'm doing? You see the work I'm doing right now? I had a stroke in 2011. The Father put me in a unique position to take care of my mother. That man sat down. He said, and he was shaking his head. He said, man, you got to tell me more. You got to tell me more. See, I am not going to waste my time with people who don't want to listen. Okay? So that's the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying to you right now. Okay? I'm just not going to do it. Listen. He said, I'm not sending you to a people of a hard language or of a people, a language who you can't understand, because in 6, if I sent you to them, they will listen to you. But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me. For all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-hearted. He said, behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead strong against thy foreheads. Right? You're going to be able to stand against them. He said, and 9, as an adamant, harder than flint have I made thy forehead. Fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, all my words that I shall speak unto thee, receive in thy heart, or in your mind. Hear it in your head, and hear with your ears. Get and go. Get to them of the what? Get to them of the what? Get to them of the what? Negro, you tell me now if you are not a part of the captivity. I don't care where you are, all around the world. Okay? You tell me now if you're not a part of the captivity. Are you living under bondage? Can you leave and go do whatever you want to do without getting your permission slip signed? No, you cannot. Where's this doggone? Look. Where is it? Did I move it? What did I do with it? I got a thing here today told me that it is the law. I haven't been home. I don't know what to do with it. I had a thing I checked my mail today. I came home. Wait. Is this it right here? Look what that says. Your response is required by law, Negro. This is part of your captivity. This says right here that you have to complete the 2020 census. I haven't been home. So when they came knocking on the doors, ding, 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 I haven't been home. I've been out there working. I've been out there sharing this truth, right? This came in the mail to the resident of this address. Your response is required by law. We came to count you and you weren't home. We know you live there. Okay? This is everybody. Okay? Did not Joseph and Mary have to return to Bethlehem with baby Yeshua to go get counted for the taxes? That was the census, baby. Israel wasn't in control. Israel was in part, had been scattered to the captivity at that point. Rome was in control, and Herod was made the doggone governor or the king of the area, whatever it was at the time. Okay, so nobody was in control. Israel wasn't in control. Israel is part of the captivity. We are in captivity right now. So he is saying right here that I have sent you unto the captivity. That's who you're being sent to. You're being sent to them of the captivity unto the children of thy people. That means these your folks. This is your folks. So you're going to go into these highways and byways. You're going to be in these ghettos talking to your very own people and speak unto them and tell them, thus saith Yahweh, thus saith the Elohim of all Elohims, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. And then the Spirit took me up, and I heard behind me a voice of a great rushing, saying, blessed be the glory of Yahweh from his place. Okay? He says, the Spirit lifted me up. We in 14. The Spirit lifted me up and took me away, and I went in bitterness in the heat of my spirit. But the hand of Yahweh was strong upon me. Then I came unto them of the who? I came of them of the who? The captivity at Tel Abib. Okay? They dwelt by the river Chebar. And I sat where they sat and remained there astonished among them 7 days. He got whisked away. Okay? Then it said, and it came to pass at the end of 7 days that the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word of my mouth and give them warning from me. You better listen up, Negro. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou give him not warning, nor speakest to warn that wicked from his wicked way to save his life, that same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at your hand. Why? Because I told you to tell him, and you didn't tell him. Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul, because I told you to tell him. You went and told him, and he decided that he was going to be stiff-necked, hard-headed, and live his own different way, and zip, 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 bing, bing, he was gone. COVID-19 got him. Because he refused to live the law, statutes, and commandments. Again, when a righteous man, not just a wicked one, but a righteous man, because a righteous man can fall too, because he's just a man. Okay, when a righteous man doth turn from his righteousness, see, he a righteous man, he turned from his righteousness and commit iniquity, and I lay a stumbling block before him, he shall die. Because thou hast not given him warning, he shall die in his sin, and his righteousness which he has done shall not be remembered, but his blood will I require at thine hand. Nevertheless, if thou warn the righteous man that the righteous man sin not, and he does not sin, he shall surely live, because he is warned. Also thou hast delivered thy soul. Save your life. Nevertheless, if thou warn that righteous man or woman that the righteous sin not. Okay, if you're walking in these laws, statutes, and commandments, every time that temptation comes, you're not going to want to do it. And he does not sin, he shall surely live, because he is warned. Also, thou hast delivered thy soul. I'm telling you, I was tempted today to do some things. I sure was. I get tempted every day to do some things. Okay, but the difference is like, do I do them? Do I do them because of the temptation? Okay? No, I don't do them because of the temptation. Because if I did them because of the temptation, I would be that righteous man. I would be that righteous man doing the unrighteous thing. Okay? I would be that righteous man doing the unrighteous thing. Okay? So now, if the righteous man who is supposed to be the teacher and the leader of a people, and people are watching your walk, they're paying attention to your walk, they're paying attention to your talk, okay? That preacher looked at me and said, I heard you speak before you open your mouth. There's a light about you. Tell me about Yahweh. That preacher popped up out of nowhere like toast, standing at the window of my truck, asking me to tell him about the Most High. I know his name is Yahweh. tell me about it. And then at the very end, when I got finished expounding to these people who were standing there, I need you to come by my church and tell my people the same thing you just told me. The scripture says be instant in season. Be instant. I told the Father years ago when I started preaching in Christianity, you know I'm going to tell it. But you give me a green light because I don't know who you want to hear this. So you show me where your word's supposed to go forth, and you know I'm going to tell it. Okay? Mama been dead just a little bit better than 90 days. And my feet has been on the ground running ever since. I didn't understand why the Father gave me this business to run. I knew I wanted to do this business. I knew I wanted to run this business, but I didn't know that he was going to fold this over on top of it. I'm out here fishing for men, and I ain't scared. And so you hard-headed Negroes who don't want to listen, I'm done with you. The Father's done with you. You want to know why? You better read 2nd Esdras. He said when mercy is over, mercy's over. Then it's time for wrath. If you can't look around and see the wrath is beginning right now, Negro, you better open your eyes. I'm not being nice about this. The time is up for playing. Time is up. When he start dishing out wrath, he's not looking to be nice anymore. Now it's time for spanking. When Daddy come home, Daddy ain't coming home with hugs and kisses. He coming home with a belt. It's time for some booties to get tagged. It's wrath, Negro. It's wrath. So, that's the only reason I came in here tonight. I have not been around for a while. I've been out there working this business, and the Father's been putting this out. He's been doing this thing. But I for the longest, I'm like, you know what? I got to get back in there. I got to. And this is what he gave me for you tonight. So if you don't like what you're hearing, oh, well, you go tell your Father about it. Okay? And if you don't listen and your butt wake up one day and you got COVID-19, remember this message. You are not going to be under the protection if you don't start walking in these laws, statutes, and commandments, partner. Some of y'all better get right in a real way. Or you're going to get left. Okay? Because when it comes time to start taking people out and get into the wilderness, trust me, he's not taking anybody hard-headed. Because once you get there, he's going to sift out the ones that he don't even want there. No, you was hard-headed. You didn't want to listen, so you go stand over there. He said in his word, he's going to sift it out. Okay? He's going to sift it out. So you right here in Ezekiel, I want you to pay attention to this. You right here in Ezekiel, okay? And while you in Ezekiel, you finish reading this. Okay? Finish reading this. He said right here that he was sent unto the wicked and the righteous from the house of Israel. And his job was to warn them. He was set as a watchman for Israel. Okay? And there's a lot of us that are out here that the Father is using right now for watchmen. This is Ezekiel 3. Just read the whole chapter. It's not long. Read the whole chapter from 1 all the way down to 27. It is not very long, but understand this. Understand this. It's all about you. That's what it's about. It's all about you. So, I can tell you this much, that the Father is not happy with what he's been seeing going on in the house of Israel, and he is ready for some things to change. And if you are not going to be a part of the change, then you will certainly be a part of the change, because the change that's going to happen will not include you. Okay? He said, in that day, many will say, Lord, Lord, wait, I don't know you. I have no idea who you are. I don't know you. But I cast out demons in your name. Yeah, you probably did, but I don't know you. See, because you have to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. You have to walk in this, right? Every morning, my prayer group, this is all we do. This is all we do every morning in my prayer group. We talk about this, and we pray for you, the entire house of Israel. But some of y'all hard-headed Negroes ain't going to wake up. You want to know why? Because not everybody put the blood over the doorpost. And some of them woke up in the morning, and their firstborn was dead.
Teach us to pray. Teach us to pray.
Teach us to pray,
Teach us
Father.
to pray. Teach us to pray.
Teach us to pray for your kingdom.
Teach us to pray. Teach us to pray.
for your kingdom.
Teach us to
Family,
pray. Teach us to
I hope
pray.
y'all get it together.
Teach us to
I
pray.
really, really do.
Teach us to pray.
I hope you get it together
Teach
because
us
the
to
time
pray.
is coming.
Teach us to pray.
Wrath
For your
is starting to happen, and judgment is being poured out on the nations right in front of our very eyes.